Good Sunday afternoon to you. This is the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. This will be valid through the rest of today's Sunday through next Friday, January the 16th. And we're looking at a couple weather systems to move on through. Just a little bit of flurry activity today, nothing really to bother anybody. Uh, this actually will then move on out, and there's even a chance we could see a little bit more in the way of sunshine later on today. But we do have a weather system that's off to the south of our region. This a lot of thunderstorm activity actually over the Gulf of Mexico. This will be tracking with this weather system and developing it and giving us fringe effects and producing a little bit of snow. We're looking at 1 to maybe locally 4 inches of snowfall across the state, the most across southern Vermont, and this will move in on Monday morning and last through the day into Monday night and into early Tuesday morning before departing. As it departs, an area of higher pressure will build in from the prairies of Canada, and this will be taking a track and then build in across the region, bringing us frigid weather, at least at night, and some relatively cold days, especially on Tuesday, and then those temperatures gradually moderating, but some pretty cold nights ahead. Cold enough that we'll see lows anywhere from 0 to 20 below zero. Not as cold as the last bout, but still significantly cold enough. And here's a quick look at the daily models. We have this area of higher pressure off the eastern seaboard at 1039 millibars. That'll be exiting out of the region. And then as it does, the bit of a snowfall, precipitation fairly light in nature, will work on through. And then a little bit of a gusty wind on Tuesday afternoon. And then as that moves on through an area of elongated high pressure, 1040 millibars, 1041, all the way through across the Great Lakes and into the northeast United States. And this will set up some good quiet weather period here, although cold nights. And we do have a weather system, it looks like on Friday, that'll kind of split off to the north of us, another one developing to the south of us. So far, weather modeling has been not phasing these two together. If they do phase, however, we could see a bigger weather system, so something we'll have to watch for late in the week. But right now, it looks like it's really not a big deal. And this is the 925 millibar temperatures. Off to the north of us here, this is valid today at about 1 o'clock. This is the real cold Arctic air that's set up across Canada almost semi-permanently in the last really week or so. And then this is the temperatures above normal right now. And so these temperatures, a little bit of a warm shot is going to make a run at us as I run the computer modeling. And you can see this is going to be taking place on Monday into Monday afternoon, and then a cold front on the back side of that system brings in some very cold Arctic air that situates itself roughly during the day and during the morning hours on Tuesday. That's brought in by a gusty northwest wind, eventually northerly winds, and that'll be producing some chilly wind chills. The temperatures thereafter, though we'll see some cold nights, the coldest weather will stay off to the north of us, and then temperatures as we get later in the week will moderate upward until another cold blast. This will be sometime in the early to mid part of next week. And GFS ensembles show the little bit of snow that we're going to see. This is a tenth of an inch of melted precip, so you can see this is not very much. And then we generally dry out thereafter until as we get further on down the road. This is going to be all snow and no real issues for wet snow loading, thankfully. Total precipitation, the main storm tracks will remain off to the southeast of our region and also across the west coast, mainly the Pacific Northwest. A little bit off from the weak El Nino conditions we have right now, although that does favor a lot of activity in the Gulf of Mexico with storm tracks, something like this. And the storm track looks like it's going to stay to the south of us. Maximum temperature anomalies, a little bit of warming out west, coldest weather right across our region and points to the west. A little bit of warming taking place across the southeast United States. And moving that along about 3 days later, we can see some significant warming taking place with a Chinook wind of the Canadian prairies, and temperatures, the coldest weather starting to exit the region, and even near neutral temperatures. This is valid 3 to 7 days out by the Water Prediction Center. Here's a look at the 7-day snowfall. Most snow across generally northeastern Vermont and generally east of the Green Mountains. Limited amounts across western Vermont, 2 inches in Rutland, 11 inches around the Standard area, up around Sutton, Vermont as well, and 8 inches in my location. Further south you go, the less the snow, and snow depths not too far different really. running about 8 inches in some of areas of eastern Washington County, 16 inches up in the mountains of the heights, foot, and so forth. Not great snow cover, but not bad either. Looking at the daily temperatures with the Iowa State Meteogram, we can see that temperatures maximize on almost 30 degrees, and this is centered on Barre, Montpelier, and this will take place on Monday, and then a good fall in temperature with that strong cold front, and those temperatures do fall below zero. You can see that here. It's not being indicated by the other computer models, but the European has cold nights right through Thursday, and then some moderation thereafter. You can see the models are not in very good agreement, and this has been the case. Predictability really past about 5 days has been lacking by all the computer modeling. Here's a look at the 4-kilometer wharf and the clouds that have moved in today, Sunday. And these clouds will continue but start to break up just a little bit. And here's our incoming weather system that'll move in overnight into Monday morning and continuing into the day on Monday into Monday night, followed by a cold front, which will then deliver some Arctic air and also some clearing skies. This will be valid along about during the day on Tuesday, expecting the sun to shine and continue to shine as a big broad area of higher pressure builds across the region. That's it. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.